the idea which is encompassed in 4, namely strengthening regional parliaments, is a good idea. Where those regional parliaments exist, they must be strengthened. But what we need to do, I would suggest, is develop another limb which will recognize the fact that in a certain portion of Africa, namely SADC, there is no regional parliament to strengthen because it is non-existent when it should be existing. And the task ought to be, at the end of the day, undertaken by heads of summit within the SADC region. And the heads of summit also are the same ones who belong to the AU. So the other colleagues have actually set up regional parliaments and they are strengthening them. We had the success story from East Africa. In the meantime, the same grouping, part of the grouping, doesn't support so far because this struggle, as we pointed out, has been going on for 19 years. So all we are asking for, and I think we seem to be agreed, that there is need for solidarity here because we are all part of the continent. So for this PAP to be strengthened, the building blocks must be complete. There's a missing block here, which is SADC PF. So in the same breath here, where we're talking about strengthening, we should also talk about support. Support the establishment of SADC regional parliament. The protocol which my elder brother referred to, Zimbabwe, following the question from Uganda, expressly refers to a regional parliament. But the problem has been, and this has been addressed by the summit, I think on about 4 occasions, we're not yet ready. We're not yet ready. We're not developed enough. Until we develop enough, in the meantime, others are strengthening. In another case, absent. How do we do this? There's something here. Document, One Africa, One Voice.
Vous voulez intervenir?
Do you want to say something?
I don't know, Honorable Chair, whether we can say that this body here urges the heads of state of the SADC region to establish the regional parliament. Is that
Oui, merci. Oui, vous voulez?
Thank you. I'm just adding an amendment to what she's proposing, that we should say it should speed up the process of transforming the SADC Parliamentary Forum into a SADC Parliament.
Voilà, je crois que c'est, nous retenons.
Well, I think that we will retain the last wording. So we have the word support and then transform the parliamentarian forum into parliament. I think this is the wording that we will retain. So, dear colleagues, can we avoid too many comments? We need to be as brief as possible in terms of amendments. Please, can you just read the amendments very clearly? If there is no objection, we move on. If there is, we have a very quick debate to reach a compromise. So please, let's manage the time as appropriately as possible. This is a remark that has been made by the Secretariat. I would like to concur with you, Mr. Chairman, to say that you've been working since yesterday and the Parliament wanted that this afternoon you could have time to relax before going back home. So we would wish to close the meeting at 11:30, and we are still on the amendments now. So, on the other hand, Mr. Chairman, I would like to say that the Zimbabwe and Zambia, please hand the documents to me on which I would base my advocacy when I visit the SADC region. I'd like to ask them to give me enough information, and if the invitation is confirmed, this will enable that we in SADC, we work and encourage our heads of state to make sure that the parliament is created. Thank you.
I believe that we have exhausted all the comments that we had on item number 4. So I'm on a different subject, if you allow me, Honorable Chair.
Oui, s'il vous plaît.
On paragraph 4, have we did include an idea about SADC, but the wording is strengthen regional parliaments, but then we approved of another wording that was proposed by Central African Republic, that is to encourage regional parliaments to work for the promotion. Instead of strengthen, we would have encourage the regional parliaments, etc. And another colleague would rather strengthen the prerogatives of regional parliaments in order to promote. So we have these two proposed wording, and I think that we have to decide now before moving on to the other issue. So it's either encourage strengthen regional parliaments to endeavor or to work for the promotion, etc., or strengthen the prerogatives of regional parliaments in view of promoting. So, who is for the first wording, that is, encourage, etc.? And there was an objection by Mr. Mustafa, I think, who would rather say strengthen the prerogatives of regional parliaments. So what do you think? Any reaction? I support the proposal that translates exactly the willingness of strengthening the prerogatives. So I'm for the strengthening of the prerogatives of regional parliaments. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Beg to disagree with the amendment made by our colleague from Senegal, because here it is about a recommendation that we are making, but when we talk about the strengthening of the prerogatives of the parliaments, these parliaments have already their own prerogatives. Therefore, unless the plenary see it otherwise, we would rather maintain the proposal we made earlier on, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. So it would be, the wording would be as follows: to urge the regional parliaments to reinforce their prerogatives, to urge the regional parliaments to strengthen that prerogatives, or is it encourage? No, the
elle est adoptée.
Chers collègues, nous retenons cette dernière. Non? Oui, le Zimbabwe, s'il vous plaît.
I agree with the amendment for number 4. May I propose that, humbly, through the chair, that we a paragraph is moved by the Speaker of Uganda and supported by Lesotho, a standalone on the establishment of SADC Regional Parliament. Under 4, I propose.
Ça sera
So that would be a paragraph, a separate paragraph that understood it, and everybody would understand that. You have the floor.
Vous vouliez prendre la parole?
Did you wanted to take the floor earlier? I'll give you the floor now.
Honorable Chair, I'm sorry to take the meeting back to the question of the budget. It is because there's something that I did not understand. Because currently,